This video is brought to you by my generous backers over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel and get cool perks like access to the Discord, seeing the videos a week before anyone else, or exclusive Patreon-only gameplays, plus a myriad of other perks, then check out my Patreon. The link's in the description below. God Eternal Oketra versus Nekusar the Mindrazer. I haven't seen Nekusar in a long time. It's a strange occurrence. Every time I seem to whip out a commander that I haven't pulled out in a long time, other people seem to as well. It makes me wonder if there's some kind of outside force that's influencing all of us. Maybe we've all subconsciously seen it on a web page or something. Obviously, deciding to keep that, we can go for, we'll get as many planes out as possible before we drop the tech edge. Bazooka Bog, getting that out of the way nice and early. We do have a Myria in this list, so I'm glad to see that this early on. Let's go for the, I think it's, yeah, we'll go for Scroll Rack. I want to surprise our opponent with a Swiftfoot Boots potentially, so we might go in for Mind Splicer into Boots next turn. Alright, deciding to not bother shocking the blue mana down, so clearly they don't want to hold up counters. They're going for a Mana Vault as well. We've got our third piece of blue mana, of white mana, sorry. So let's, do we want to Generous Gift on that Mana Vault? I think it'll slow our opponent down nicely. I really don't like doing it, but yeah, I think we might have to. Hopefully we can get God Eternal Oketra out quickly so that, yeah, so that we can block that elephant. I think we have to go for the Mana Vault here. The last thing we need is a Nekusar deck getting out of control. And doing this on my opponent's turn is so that the elephant has Summoning Sickness. There's always the risk that they've got Counter Magic. Yeah, they've got Force of Will, so they were always going to be able to counter that. They could have done that on our turn as well. They exiled. That is a Cruel Ultimatum. Don't have to worry about that for the rest of the game. They drop another land and they may well go in for their commander. We couldn't have gone for Tectonic Edge onto them. It's a Fevered Visions they go for actually. So drawing another card. We get into Intangible Virtue. I think, well, we definitely drop Tech Edge. Might be worth going for a Scroll Rack. Let's go for Blade Splicer first. Yeah, our opponent doesn't have 4 lands, so we couldn't have gone for Tectonic Edge. If they drop another land here, then we can do it on our turn. But something tells me they're going to be making use of Mana Vault this turn, and they are. That is a Dragon Mage without haste. We could go for Core Skyfisher to block. They don't have any draw pain currently. We have drawn into Enlightened Shooter from the Fevered Visions, by the way. So let's put a stop on the upkeep, and do we want to go for something with that? I think I do want to go for Enlightened Shooter. How about a Darksteel Mutation onto that thing? That might be good. Or we could just do something as boring as land tax. No, Darksteel Mutation is a more permanent solution. And this way we can actually go after their blue mana as well, so let's go. Oh, actually we can't, can we? We don't have the mana. We're just going to have to let them have. Yeah, we could go for, yeah, we might have to go for Scroll Rack. Let's go for a Scroll Rack and try and get into a land here. We'll throw Intangible Virtue, Core Skyfisher. We'll put the Swiftfoot Boots on top as well. So that goes like that. That, draw into the Swiftfoot Boots next turn. We do get into a land. Still can't go for Tech Edge though. So it's just a case of going for the Darksteel Mutation like that. And then we'll swing in with everything. Just get 1 point of damage through here. And then we draw into that Swiftfoot Boots that we knew about. I would like our opponent to not wheel here because I really want to drop this extra planar lens. We can go extra planar lens next turn. and then still go for Tech Edge, although they've got blue mana now anyway, so I'm glad I didn't go for the Tech Edge onto this actually, because they get into their blue mana anyway. Probably just going for it onto Bojuka Bog would be a better idea. But down comes Nekusar, so we're about to start losing life. Yeah, extra planar lens and screw up our opponent's black mana sounds like the way to go. We're not drawing lands for some strange reason, so it might be time for another scroll rack. Get rid of a snow-covered plains. Then that'll tap for 2. We can go, well, let's look at scroll rack first. Throw Intangible Virtue, throw all of these on top actually. We're going to draw into most of them again. Let's draw into Angel of Invention over Core Skyfisher. No, if we're going to go for a 5-drop, it's probably Oketra, so we'll go Core Skyfisher, then Swiftfoot on top. There is Elspeth. Yeah, let's shuffle that stuff away with Marsh Flats. We'll draw into new stuff. I don't like getting rid of, in fact, I could have waited on that, I think. Yeah, I could have done that at the end of the turn. We would have drawn Swiftfoot Boots and then I could have shuffled. Oh well, not to worry. Now we'll go Tech Edge onto the black mana. And hopefully we can keep our extra planar lens in place so that we can actually start generating a heap of mana. And it's fingers crossed there's no black mana from our opponent as well. Although drawing as many cards as they're planning to draw ought to keep them in the colours they need, and there is the black mana they wanted. Keeps them down a mana, but it doesn't screw up their colours, unfortunately. They decide to shock in a Watery Grave. So maybe they don't have the original jewels in the deck. And a Sol Ring. Followed by Niv Mizzet the Firemind. Whenever you draw a card, it deals 1 damage to any target, and you can tap it to draw. They are going to draw at the end of the turn, so they'll be able to get rid of our Blade Splicer. Yeah, any target, so they can get rid of that if they want to. Our first few turns have pretty much just been trying to get into mana and making use of Scroll Rack to do it, so yeah, we haven't really done a whole lot this game, unfortunately, unlike our opponent. They do get rid of that Blade Splicer. Okay, Anointed Procession along with Elspeth seems pretty good. And then we draw, yeah, now we start drawing into our lands. We've hit a pocket of them apparently. So let's go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That's 10 mana, which is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can't go for Scroll Rack. I was hoping to put some of these lands on top. We'll save the Flooded Strand for when we want to dump chaff on top of the library. Go Anointed Procession into Elspeth. This will generate 6 creatures. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to keep hold of Elspeth because Niv Mizzet can swing in and deal damage to her, and then draw a card and deal damage to her as well. Nekusar is very good at dealing with Planeswalkers. Alright, but Niv Mizzet deciding to deal damage to us instead from the extra card draw. And there is Archfiend of Ifnir, which is a cycling thing, isn't it? Whenever you cycle or discard another card, put a minus counter on each creature your opponents control. Well, they've got wheel mana held up, so a Windfall will do that. And they are going for the 4 damage onto Elspeth. They'll draw a card from Fevered Visions and that will finish off Elspeth for us. Alright, and yeah, we couldn't get into any lands at the beginning of the game, and now we can get into nothing but. Honor of the Pure might help us to survive, or help our creatures to survive the Archfiend of Ifnir. Let's go for a Scroll Rack. We've gotten some good use out of Scroll Rack this game, but it is really, really slow. So let's put 4 things on top. We will shuffle everything away with Flooded Strand, and look at all that, no lands. So we're just hitting pockets of lands this game. Let's play Flooded Strand and shuffle all that back in. Alright, now open the armories just to get things like Darksteel Mutation and the Sword of the Animist. There's nothing too special about anything in the deck like that. Let's finally get down our commander. Not getting into all that many creatures either, to be honest. We'll go Intangible Virtue and Honour of the Pure. And then how much can we do to our opponent? They can block there, there and there, which is probably, yeah, that'll be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Might actually be able to win here. Oh no, they'll gain life from swords, won't they? So do we want rid of Niv or Nekusar? They might be able to go infinite with this Niv. We'll go after Nekusar, I think, and force them to replay it. They'll gain 2 life from that. Oh, and of course we can't swing in with God Eternal Oketra either, so I don't think we were ever getting into a victory here. They can block 2 things, so it's 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, it's still 15 points of damage. So if we can manage to survive next turn, and then swing in and go wide on our opponent, hopefully we can get a victory off. But this has been a really sketchy game for us. They don't have any draw pain currently. They might be able to go in for Nekusar into a wheel. It'll be 3, 5, 6, 7. They'll only have 1 mana left if they go in for their Nekusar. But if this deck is anything like ours, you're not reliant on Nekusar to get the draw pain going. Yeah, we've seen a distinct lack of wheels in this deck. Especially after getting rid of the Dragon Mage, this would have been multiple wheels a turn, and we have yet to do anything about this, minus the Darksteel mutation, so I think that was a good tutor for us. They're going for their Dimir Signet. Followed by Liliana's Caress, that is more damage to us when we discard a card. They've got 5 cards left in hand, and we're going wide on them currently. So that is 5... 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they can have us discard just 1 card, then we go down. That is 1 damage to us from them drawing a card. Can they draw another card? I'm not going to tempt fate. I'm literally just going to move everything into combat. If we go through to another turn, then we lose anyway. If we pass over to our opponent, they are doing something in response. It is an evacuation. Let's go for Scroll Rack and see if there's anything that can gain us some life. We'll just put all of this on top. There's an Hour of Revelation. That might help us out. Yeah, that might do it. So let's go for, with that floating mana, we'll go for... Oh no, we're going to blow up the board, aren't we, with Hour of Revelation. Yeah, so we'll leave that floating. Play a Plains. We'll tap out before we blow up our extra planar lens. Go for Hour of Revelation. And then it is God Eternal Oketra. And we'll make sure to change the zones here. I actually forgot to do that. And then it is, just for the sake of having an evasive creature, we'll go for Aven Mind Sensor. And we'll make a zombie. Just trying to go wide on my opponent here. So we'll see if they can do any damage to us now. I don't think they can replay Nekusar. 3, 4, 5. Oh yes, they can. So all they have to do here is replay Nekusar and we draw and lose a life next turn. It was closer than I thought it was going to be. We were just treading water for way too long at the beginning of the game. I think it was only like turn 6 by the time we were getting into enough lands and mana. Okay, going for Kami. They must have another means of dealing damage to us. All they had to do was play Nekusar there. Okay, Archfiend of Ifnir. They might have just handed us the game there. This doesn't deal the damage, does it? Maybe the Nekusar died twice and I didn't realise. I think we only dealt with Nekusar once. Oh, anyway. Let's go in at our opponent. We deal 2 damage to them. So we do not have the game. And we do kill off that thing, so yeah. Hopefully they'll see it, they just have to go for Nekusar, and I'm pretty sure they can do it. Let's go after the Emiria Shepherd, making another zombie, and then we'll play a land, and that will get something back into our hand. Oh, and they decide to scoop to that. Yeah, I'm very curious to watch this back during the edit. I don't know if we dealt with Nekusar twice or not. I know we did Swords to Plowshares on it. I don't think it got wrapped up in that, in the Hour of Revelation, did it? I don't remember. I don't think it did. I think they could have recast their Nekusar and just passed the turn over to us. But anyway, I was going to go for Darksteel Mutation back into hand. And then just hope that we could deal with whatever they play. And swing in at our opponent and go wide on them next turn. Yeah, very surprising victory that. I'm not too sure we should have won that one, but hey, a victory's a victory, so hopefully you all got some enjoyment out of that one. Let me know if you want to see more Nekusar gameplay, because that actually proved surprisingly popular when I uploaded it a little while ago. So you can let me know if you want to see more of that. Or more of God Eternal Oketra, of course. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.